Hi everybody, I'm Renee Charles with the Heartland Partnership alongside Roberta Parks, President of the Peoria Area Chamber of Commerce. And recently, the legislative session wrapped up in Springfield. And let's talk about the recap of it, the three main issues that the Chamber was most interested in.
I think they're the three main issues that everybody was interested in: balancing the budget, public pension reform, and Medicaid reform, and they got 2 out of 3 of them done. So that's pretty good. So let's start with the Medicaid reform. The governor targeted $2.7 billion in cuts and changes. They didn't do it all in cuts. They put about $1.6 billion in either elimination of eligibility or reduction in services available. They passed the $1 a pack. It's not just on cigarettes, but on chewing tobacco, all the tobacco products. Right. So revenue drive it. So they were able, and there were some cuts to the providers' services or payments to the providers. So they got it done and did it on a pretty bipartisan basis. They got a budget balanced. Both the House and Senate projected anticipated revenues. They ended up with the lower of the two, which was the House one. They passed a budget, again, a painful budget, but right. Passed. Lots of concerns about the cuts to education. They passed a couple of taxes, one on satellite dishes, so it's pretty comparable if you have cable TV, and then one on Illinois companies who have offshore drilling rigs. I'm not sure how many companies that is, and that's to help boost the education funding. They still got cuts, though. Pension reform, not so hot. Didn't get it done. Went into literally past the 11th hour on the last day of May. There's discussions going on with leadership and the governor right now. The big issue is what they refer to as the cram down, and that's pushing the teacher's pension, the employer payment for school districts for teachers' pensions back to the schools, and the impact that would have if they pushed both the forward payments and all the back due payments. That's the big issue. They haven't gotten a resolution on this. I don't know if they're going to go back into a special session this summer or kind of punt this forward after the election, which is kind of the chicken's way out, to be quite honest, and do it in the veto session. But there are still negotiations going on.
And before we run out of too much time here, minimum wage was something else that we had a bit of a focus on. We're
concerned there's going to be a up to $10 an hour minimum wage, and then indexed. That didn't make it out of the Senate, and I need to thank the chamber members. We put an alert out on that, and I can tell you, Senator Kaler and Senator LaHood got phone calls and emails, so that worked. It got stopped in the Senate committee, so that's a good thing. And then several other things. There was a bill about Wildlife Prairie, return it out of no longer a park, state park. Enterprise zone legislation got passed, not quite what we wanted, but still an ability to extend enterprise zones here and in other communities. There was a charter school piece of legislation to change the funding formula that did not get passed that we were supportive of. Several other things, but the big three: pensions, Medicaid, and balancing the budget.
All right, and if you want to learn more about this, be sure and visit the Chamber's website and also get involved with the government affairs, which have been upgraded through the Peoria Area Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks.